But speaking of NBFCs, they've also, after a rather strong run through 2017, seen a decent amount of profit taking. Let's discuss how business is panning out with one such NBFC. PNB Housing Finance Management had indicated at their conference call that they expect the impact of the cash crunch to be only on liquidity and not on viability or solvency of their business. Sanjaya Gupta, the Managing Director of PNB Housing Finance, joins us now. Mr. Gupta, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Can you just describe to us what the last 40 days have meant in terms of business?
Well, it has been a flat curve whether it comes on business growth or on the collections. And let me tell you, December is looking a little better than November on both collections and on business. So I think things are stabling now.
So when you say flat, Mr. Gupta, do you mean that y'all didn't add to your loan book at all? No loans were given? Or did your loan book actually shrink because people paid back? You know, they had the freedom to pay back with old notes.
No. So Latha, just a second. We are a housing finance company, an HFC. So we were not authorized along with banks to collect, repayments by the old currency. So that is why, and as I keep saying, bounce of checks or delinquencies do not mean that they are NPA accounts. So that had gone up a little in November, but in December we are finding that people have found a fathomed way to repay, and the check bouncing or the default levels are almost come back to the normal situation pre-demonetization.
Okay,
so
that's good to hear.
You will end the quarter with any change in your NPAs at all?
I don't think so, and I cannot be giving forward-looking statements as a listed company. So let us wait for 31st of December, and I'm hopeful that, our NPAs will be one of the lowest in the industry as they have been quarter on quarter. And by the way, quarter 2 and quarter 3 in the Indian financial sector do see a little bit of upsurge because, that's the time when the curing of the portfolio happens, and they again settle down in quarter 4.
So, Mr. Gupta, can you tell us a little bit about the loan against property segment? 18% of your book comes from there. What kind of slippages can we expect in Q3 and Q4 from that particular segment?
Well, I'm not seeing any stress on my LAP portfolio because, as I keep saying, LAP portfolio is, or the product is not regulated, and hence each housing finance company, NBFC or bank has its own nuances. We are a conservative player and we are not seeing any different sort of a behavior pattern on our LAP portfolio vis-a-vis our housing loan portfolio.
So what kind of disbursement growth would you be looking at, say, over the next 1 year, and how much do you think, or even over the next 6 months, for example, and how much do you think it could get impacted compared to what we've seen in the past?
See, certainly, quarter 3 is going to be flat as quarter 2. Now, forward-looking statements I cannot make, but I think as an industry sort of a veteran from the last 30 years, I'm expecting that housing loan portfolios at an industry level will grow at a positive of 15 to 16%. And for housing finance companies, they are bound to grow at about 18-19%. So when I say industry, it does sort of take care of the banking sector also, because that does about 60%. And housing finance company does do about 40%. So combined, it will be around 15-16%. And for housing finance companies, I'm estimating 18-19%.
Okay. Were your check bouncing or LAP specific to any specific regions?
No, so there was no geographic, I would say, distinction in the behavior pattern of repayments in the month of November or, even till December. So about 2/3 of December has passed by. We keep a very close track because everything is automated, is on a very large technology platform. So we are not finding any distinction.
In a bit, we will be talking about the run-up to the budget and what to expect. It's widely believed that affordable housing or housing in general could get a leg up in the budget to pump prime the economy. What should the government do? What would you like as a veteran in this sector?
Well, I'm certainly looking at a combination. So this demonetization is not an end in itself, it's a means to an end. So I'm looking at a combination of GST, RERA, and the impact of this demonetization to re-engineer the market size. And I think what will happen is that the self-employed people who are more focused on resale property, etc., or self-construction, will also get into the formal sector of buying from the primary market or the developer, real estate developer promoted condominiums and apartments. So I think the market size is going to be I would say defined, and is going to grow in the next year. From the government side, run up to the budget, certainly affordable housing should get an industry status. A lot of credit flow is required, a lot of simplification of definitions is required, because even when you review today, the definitions of affordable housing in different domains is different, so which creates a lot of confusion. Plus, I think there should be some sort of a state-wise definition of the size of dwelling units which qualify for affordable housing. Because when you talk about 60 square meters, a 60 square meter house costing up to 30-35 lakhs, loans not beyond 25 lakhs is all right in suburbs of metropolitan cities like Delhi, MMR, Bangalore, Pune, etc. But when you go to the tier 2 cities, you know, even the state capitals, in this price range and in this loan amount, people do get a far larger dwelling unit. Okay. So that falls off from the affordable housing.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We've run out of time. We would have loved to chat some more, but thanks so much for giving us your perspective. Aurobindo Pharma is